Greetings gamers, FiOth here, and in this vid I will be breaking down my Waves Shadow build, my first build for Wulong, and you can bet your sweet peaches there will be more to come. So, what we're trying to do here is create a nimble, stealthy character that can surprise enemies as much as possible and have the upper hand when initiating an engagement. This is a light build, of course, and I will be showing you what I am using, my stat split, and of course, because this is an RNG drops game, you will not have exactly what I have here. You will not be privy to the gear I am, but you might have something better than I do, and so you can mix, max, and optimize in order to get what you will. I will underline what is very important to have here, and then you can take it from there, considering what I have suggested. So, stat split first and foremost. You can see I'm level 57, but I have 7 undistributed points because of respecking. I will show you my split for a 50 level build, and that is the suggested level at which you should be building this. 18 wood, 8 fire, 4 earth, 4 metal, and 20 water. Of course, water is our most important stat. Wood is also important. Fire we need at 8 for a specific spell. And earth and metal I leave at 4 because I don't want to have a null benefit from any of the stats. We're also going to be using one metal spell, so we need a bit of metal there. Let's go over our gear. You want to be at equipment weight A. That is blue lettering down here. Okay. So the Crouching Dragon helmet is something you would have gotten if you have completed the second demo. And then I have a Nameless Warrior garb, a General of Man's gauntlets, and a Hand Soldier footwear. I'm gonna explain what I want added to these pieces of gear. This is mid-game, okay? So there's still lots of leveling to be done and lots of gear to be acquired. So whenever you can slot luck or genuine key obtention, I highly recommend you do this during the mid game. As you can see, I have genuine key here, and this is just a 3-star. I haven't been able to get better legwear, believe it or not, but I'd probably have the same stuff here. I am not gonna reforge this because it's a piece of trash, but it is what it is. For ranged weapons, get the highest quality you can and use luck on both, genuine key obtention, and whatever else you want to do. Remember, if you have damage dealt on your ranged weapons, this damage dealt is added to your total damage even if you are using melee weapons. That is very important to understand, because you are benefiting your entire build from having this stat on your ranged weapon. Here I have some drop rate and martial arts spirit damage, and here I have some HP restoration from melee attack damage. I was lucky with this. Doesn't necessarily mean you'll have the same luck as I do, but you might have better luck on certain other aspects. Here is our entirety of special effects. And as you can see, we have damage dealt plus 6.4. That comes from having passive attack damage dealt on gear like our ranged weapon. So if you can have that, you should have it. Now for our spells, amplified damage requires 8 on fire phase. That's why we need 8. Ice weapon and unseen form are our water phase spells. We need this for stealth and this for damage. And this is Calamity Bolts from the metal phase. And as you can see, it requires 4. And it decreases the damage that your enemy can deal. Extremely useful if you're running a very light build like this, an assassin build. Because if you're engaged in open combat, you have low defenses. If you screw up your deflects, you'll be toast. For my beast, I use the Tengshe. If you haven't reached the point in the adventure where I am, you can use the Baihu. I'm going to demonstrate which one I mean. Baihu is extremely effective. It will fight beside you, and it can poison enemies, which is exceptionally useful. The tank shell can also poison, but you get the Baihu earlier, so that is a good alternative. Now, very, very, very important is, of course, our pair of melee weapons, or rather the one we'll be actively using. The best scenario here is that you get your hands on a pair of chivalrous swords. Okay, this just dropped from me when I was searching for flags in a previous mission, and it is the best for what we're doing here because it has an A bonus on light equip load. So the lighter you are, the greater this is. I have reforged it with the best stuff I have on my person right now. Power gain on martial attacks, melee attack power, and HP recovery upon fatal strike. This is great. You should go for it if possible. Remember, you might get dual sabers, you might get bronze swords, but we want the chivalrous swordsman dual swords because this is what will pull all this together and make your damage as effective as possible. For your secondary weapon, use whatever you want. I put some genuine key obtention on this as well to increase my key gains because, as I said, we're still leveling and you want to optimize this as much as possible. So if you take a look at all my gear, you can see that I have damage dealt here. It rolled with this, which is very, very important. Damage dealt here, it rolled with this again. And martial arts damage here. As I said, key obtention, luck, these are the things you want apart from your combat skills because with those you are preparing your long-term economy and you will have a better time going through the game that way because, let's face it, if you start strong, you'll have more stuff to spend down the road. Couple more things I want to clarify. This Dragon Cure powder you might have drops of here and there is very, very, very effective healing. That will come in handy if you run out of Dragon Cure pots. Have this on your person, it's very, very important. Elixirs are very useful if you want to boost your morale rank, if you need that little bit of added benefit when fighting a boss, but be careful because the 3 out of 4 stars is quite rare, and the Bear Goal is very good because it increases the amount of spirits you obtain. This will make fighting tougher opponents that much easier. Okay, this is my first build for Wulong. I will have more stuff for you real soon. Sub, like, and share, hit the notification bell if you want to be notified about uploads on streams. We're streaming this very, very often, so feel free to drop by and say hi. I'll call you out. Until next time, be well, stay frosty, and always strive for perfection, peeps. Cheers!